What's up guys, it's Coding Jesus, and in today's video I want to look at ranges and indices in C#8. So if you're not sure what those are, or you'd like to learn what those are, or maybe you do know what those are but would like to watch this video anyways, then this video is for you. Okay, so let's jump right into it. As you can see on the screen here, and hopefully it's not too small, let me try to make it a bit bigger here. As you can see on my screen here, I have an array of characters called A, B, C, D, E, and of course the actual contents of the array is A, B, C, D, E. So let's say you want to take the last element of this array. Now how would somebody usually do this? Well, what they might do is something like this. Console.writeLine. They might do something like A, B, C, D, E. Let's take the length of A, B, C, D, E. And they might do -1 to get E. Okay, so this will print out E. Let's put an auto run here so we can actually see. Or I'll just click run. Right, E is being printed out. Okay, what you can do with indices in C# and ranges is work with elements and slices of an array without having to use low-level constructs like span and read-only span. And that also simultaneously allows you to achieve Pythonic-like syntax. So let's take a look. So let's say we wanted to select the last element of the array using indices. What we can do is specify an object of type index called last element. And we can grab the last element using this sort of syntax. Now what is this? This is XOR followed by the letter 1. Now of course this isn't actually being used as bitwise XOR, so throw that out of your head. It's just the syntax used to achieve to create an object of type index. So what will happen if I want to go ahead and print out the last element is I can specify it using last element, our index here. Okay, and when I print this, what I will see is E being printed. So I can either use the kind of traditional way, select the 4th element from the beginning of the array, or the 5th element from the beginning of the array, but the actual index is 4. Or I can go ahead and use an object of type index using C#'s 8 index-like semantics or index-like syntax, as you can see here. I know that's a mouthful, but let's look at another example. So let's say we wanted to select the second last element of the array. What we can go ahead and do is the exact same thing. So we can go ahead and use XOR2. So this is an index of the element, or the second element from the end of the array. All right, and as you can see, it printed D, and D is indeed the second last element in the array, where the last element is E. Okay, that's indices. Indices allow you to work with one element in the array using this nice Pythonic-like syntax. We can also actually look at slices of an array using something called ranges. So let's take a look at our range. So range, let's take a look at first 2 elements. And you can do that using the ... operator, so ... 2. This will give me the first 2 elements in the array, not inclusive of the last number in this range. So not inclusive of 2, it'll give me the element at index 0 and the element at index 1. Okay, so let's take a look at how this works. So let's for each every single character in A, B, C, D, E, passing in first 2 elements. And now we can go ahead and console.write character. And of course, you see A and B being printed, the first 2 elements of this array. Let's go ahead and throw a console.writeLine here, just so we make sure that our next write line is on a new line. Let's take a look at another way we can use ranges. So what we can also do is do something like this. Instead of the first 2 elements rather, I can specify that I want the last 2 elements inclusive starting from the end of the array using once again that XOR type syntax that I just discussed. And as you can see, we do in fact get the last 2 elements in the array, D and E. I can also get the middle element in the array by doing as such. So let's just add another new line here, and let's go ahead and select the middle element of the array by doing the following. So I can do 2 ... 3, which means give me everything starting at 2 inclusive of 2 and stretching up to 3 exclusive of 3. And as you can see, that character is C, the middle element, and indeed I do print out C. right? So I know that this range works as specified. Okay, so we understand ranges and indices, but what if I want to create a class that I can go ahead and index into using ranges and indices? Let's go ahead and implement that and see how that works. So I can go ahead and get class sentence, and let's just have in here private read only what we're going to be indexing into, right? An array of strings. So string sentence equals resist authoritarian power grabs guised as safety measures. Split. Okay, hopefully I spelled guys there right. If I don't, sorry. So let's go ahead and actually implement an indexer here so we can use ranges and indices. So, of course, if we're using an indice or an index, an object of type index to index into an array, then what we end up getting is only one element. So if we have an array of strings, we will get back a string. So public string this, and let's go ahead and specify index. An object of type index is being passing, and we pass in, and we want to return sentence and pass in this index here. Okay. What we can also do is implement an indexer for ranges. So with a range, we return an array of strings, right? Even if we only get one element out, like we saw here where we only got the middle element out, we are still being returned an array of whatever type that array was. So here we have a string array, so we will be returned an array of strings as well. So this range, sentence, range. Okay, now let's put this to the test. So let's have our new class here. Let's just be explicit. And let's go ahead and print out the last element in the array using our nice index Pythonic-like syntax. So C1. So as we can see here, measures is being printed. Let's just make a distinction between our previous example and this one. Okay, so as you can see, measures is being printed. And we can also iterate over it with a range. So we can pass in a range and get a string array, and of course iterate over that string array with a for each. So for each var word in sentence, and let's get the first, 3 out of here. And let's write them all on separate lines this time. So word. As you can see here, resist authoritarian power. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it that much, make sure to smash thumbs down twice so I know you didn't like it twice as much as you should have liked it. If you like this video, guys, subscribe to my channel. I love making these videos for you, but I don't have a fancy marketing department, so I'm not that great at reaching as many people as I should be reaching. If you guys are interested in joining our Discord, the Church of Coding Jesus, where you can spread the word, or the Gospel of Coding Jesus, link in the description box below, guys. And of course, if you want to meet me for a one-on-one resume review or coaching session or mentoring session, I also have a Calendly link in the description box below, guys. I also do career resume reviews, career coaching, career mentorship as well. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Cheers.